Now at 6 o'clock, Governor Patrick is stepping back into the spotlight and taking on a new title, Olympic Ambassador. The former governor will help convince the International Olympic Committee that Boston is the best place for the 2024 Games. John Keller joins us, and this hire is raising some eyebrows, don't you think, John?
Yeah, it certainly is, Jonathan, and not just because of the former governor's $7,500 per day pay rate. The Patrick hiring highlights two important facts about Boston's Olympic bid. For all the talk of public feedback, it will almost certainly be a handful of International Olympic Committee members who decide the bid's fate. And the group promoting the bids is starting to resemble a reunion of Governor Patrick's administration. Governor Patrick's a very persuasive gentleman.
He's very persuasive. He's going to do a great job at that. The problem is that it's not necessarily in the best interest of Massachusetts taxpayers.
But Chris Dempsey of the group No Boston Olympics isn't who Governor Patrick has to persuade.
Tokyo.
To win hosting rights, Boston must get majority support from about 100 International Olympic Committee members after a 2-year lobbying process.
Clearly, Governor Patrick will be a fantastic ambassador in that effort. He's got fantastic international experience in both the private and public sector. He speaks multiple languages.
Thank you.
But will he also speak the truth?
He's going to try to sugarcoat this, right? He's going to try to sell that this city is entirely united behind this bid. And if you look at the polling, it clearly isn't.
And as Patrick joins a number of his former top aides on the Boston 2024 payroll, we detect a bit of impatience in the reaction of his successor.
What's this going to look like? Where are the events actually going to be? Which universities have signed up? What have they signed up to do? What's the development piece look like? What's the reconfiguration of what that circle going to look like? I mean, those are the kinds of questions that we absolutely positively need to have answers for, and they have a lot more to do with the likelihood of being successful in the bid than some of the other stuff associated with what I would describe as sort of, kind of partisanship.
Now, Boston 2024 released payroll information late today that, in addition to Governor Patrick's windfall, documents close to $1.7 million in annual staff salaries and $114 grand a month in consulting fees to a who's who of local firms, most of them Democrats, but a couple with Republican ties as well. So a little bit of a hint of bipartisanship there.
Now, this is private money, so
yes.
What's the big deal as far as paying Governor Patrick this kind of money?
Well, it fuels, in my view at least, the narrative of the Olympic bid critics, that this whole thing is a stage production of affluent insiders, politically and financially connected, who don't always have the best interests of the broader public at heart. That's the criticism that's been coming out in these public meetings. Now, just because you're earning a big wage as a consultant doesn't mean you're a heartless buffoon, but this is not going to help the PR problems that Boston 2024 has experienced, I don't think.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out, John. Thank you.